Hmm. Yeah, go on here. Yeah, we got a couple little things and then whatever at the end. Hmm. Okay. All right. We are back. Another 2 weeks has passed. Feels like it was yesterday.
That's crazy, man. Yeah,
uh,
just been staying busy.
yes, sir. So welcome everybody to the First Gen Experience. It's your place for information about the culture, business, sports, and everything of the sorts. Told through the first gen perspective. My name is Devontae Woodson. This is Eddie Torres, and this is the First Gen Experience. So, how you doing, bro? Catch me up. Catch me up.
Yeah, I
In
think
two
these
weeks.
last 2 weeks, just a lot of meetings. I'm just trying to work with our program, as you know. So a lot of school meetings, a lot of boards in the community, making sure how we can help other people. Yeah, it's just I've had about 14 to 16 meetings, I want to say, and just been keeping it busy, trying to engage with everybody, so we can have something to talk to here and just continue to do it. So
Nice.
almost a meeting a day, hopefully, is what I've been trying to do.
A meeting a day. Lord have mercy. He's
What
so
about you, man?
same, yeah. Busy going, getting to it. Uh just came back from well, I guess when the last time I was in Reno, so that was pretty good. I went pretty good out there presenting. And then just got back from Orlando from the National After School Association, that conference. I got to be the host. So got to host the conference in front of about close to 2,000 people. So that was pretty good. Made a lot of good connections, met a lot of great people doing good stuff. So
That's
it was
awesome.
good, man. Shout out to Orlando. I had a good time out there.
That's dope. And I know it's not in the questions, just really quick, but I've actually been talking to the youth here about like what do you think or how do you feel before you go on speaking in front of that many people? Because you said 2000, and I know like some of us, like sometimes I have a meeting here and it's 30 people and I'm like, you know, I'm like, so just really quick again, I know it's not in there, but what do you think, or being so young, or how do you feel since you really haven't had anybody teach you, or you haven't
Well,
been in the position before?
speaking is the number one fear. So I would say um just getting involved and speaking a lot. So I remember even in high school and college, I used to like hate speaking in front of anyone. Like I did not like to present things. I didn't like to do none of that. I'd like shake up, hands sweaty, stomach starting to twist up, like voice shaky, but I just kept doing it. So I
Mm,
ended up joining DECA in high school where you have to present, business stuff and things like that on the fly. And then in college, I did like a public speaking course, like communications class, and then
mm,
same thing. So I don't remember exactly when it shifted for me, like when I just wasn't nervous anymore. But I would say I was nervous. Again, it's like a pregame for me. So like
mm.
before like a game, how you just your heart's beating fast and stuff like that. So I just try to breathe and then just know what I'm gonna speak about. That's the biggest thing for me. Like I don't like this one was a little bit different because I had to write down what I was going. There was a script for what I was gonna say, and then so that part about it made me super nervous, but honestly, I scratched the whole script and just went in,
I just
and
did
it
it.
ended up
Yeah,
being amazing. I had people in tears coming to me afterwards. And just I had a lot of good positive feedback from it. So
that's
um
dope.
I actually recorded I have a it should come out probably this next week, if not this week, on my YouTube page. But it's the journey to 100K. So
Mm,
anytime I speak in front of kids or I'm at a conference, I record myself right before I'm about to go on. I'm recording the behind the scenes and everything. So
mm.
that's gonna get put out here pretty soon. So yeah,
Okay.
everyone listen, you can look at that. And literally, like I was about to walk on the stage. I was like, all right, guys, I'm about to go. Put my phone in the pocket. And then
That's
I
dope.
hit it right after too. So It was pretty good though. But yeah, anyone looking to get into speaking, it's just you got to practice and know what you're talking about.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. I know that came off too, and like I've said, because a lot of people like, how do you get on YouTube, or how does the coach, or people seem so confident. I was like, yo, we're pretty sometimes nervous up until that point, but we still do it, you know. But just
Mhm.
providing perspective, because like, what do you do? How do you still feel nervous? And so I know got brought up with somebody I was talking to, and like, oh, how'd you make a YouTube? How are you? You just did it, you know. We're not like, oh my God, we're perfect, but
Right.
so wanted to bring it up.
You always will feel nervous. Like there's if someone's telling you they're not feeling nervous, it's like it's a natural response. You
Mhm.
just gotta use it for you, and then that's the best way to do it.
That's
But
dope. Thank
oh
you for
yeah.
that.
So we got some things that happened in the last 2 weeks. The first one I think that's worth talking about was the bank collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Um, I guess I can read just a little bit about kind of for everyone that doesn't know what's going on with that, but it's a major bank. So this is the second largest bank failure in US history. So the bank pretty much went under. So that's
Mhm.
pretty scary because Silicon Valley Bank is a pretty big bank, you know, talking billions of dollars, So um they went under, which is pretty scary because of the time that we're kind of going in and everything that's happening around. And instead of focusing truly just on the bank and doing all that stuff, I'd rather focus on us coming into the recession and how as a first gen, individual, you can prepare yourself for the recession and what are some things to actually do to prepare because a lot of times you can get misinformed, you can just be acting out of fear, and a lot of the times that's not the best thing to do, or even to
Mhm.
make a decision from is from emotions. You don't want to make emotional decisions. You want to actually do things that are factual and actually have a clear strategy and plan. So because of this bank failure, what do you think are some things that you would be doing to kind of prepare
Well,
yourself?
I know part of it is I know a lot of people generally don't, including myself. So I'm 30. I've talked to a couple of my friends. So one is like the savings, right? Opening up the most basic. Do you have any sort of savings? You know, people are like stocks, this, and they're like, oh my God, it's too much. I was like, hey, it's not that much. Even as simple as when you get your check, taking out $100 every check. And if you don't want to mess with certain things, I was like, are you at least doing that, right? And then we'll go into, oh man, $100 is too much. Then I've sat down with people, you know, our age, first generation. I'm like, hey, do you mind if we go over your finances? I see you go to Starbucks three times a week here, and I see you get some Dutch Bros here. I see you get some stuff here. Let's add it up, and it actually ends up to like $200 to $300, right?
Yeah.
Like going out, and I'm like, hey, and I know because I do it too, and that's actually one of the first things I had to start doing, because we think of like that it's impossible, but generally most people, I can say, including myself, just reducing Starbucks, going out to eat, and even going with my friends, that's like 300 to 400, right? And
Mm,
that I'm putting it away, and it starts compounding. So the first one, to reducing debt and having those emergency savings, I think it's not that hard and unrealistic. And sometimes when we hear it, we're like, oh my God, I just switched from not getting Starbucks. We have Starbucks at work, and that's like $4 every 3 days, right? So it's like $12 a
oh,
week.
yeah,
Going out to eat is $12. It's really easy. And then I'm like, all right, that's $20 a week. That's almost at the end 100 a month.
right.
So like that. So I want to say, like, sit down. If you really haven't, go through your bank statement and really look, because 100 to 200 is, it's not that hard. And sometimes we think it is. And almost everybody, I could say that I can text right now. I'm like, hey man, have you been to Starbucks? Have you been here? And they're like, yeah, actually I have, but I really need it. I was like, go to Costco, get you a 12 pack of Red Bull, do something, you know. So I think that's the first one, is having, creating those habits would be the first one.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, the Starbucks begin you, bro. They'll sneak you. Don't you get like the egg thing or something. Like, bro, that $4 turns to like 15 quick.
Yeah, just some egg
Real
bites and a
quick.
coffee.
Every day.
Yep.
Uh,
I just bought the creamer. That saved me $5, and it lasts me like 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm good. So
hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's good right there. So couple ways to prepare. Yeah, definitely having the savings and like an emergency savings, because a lot of people don't even have that. And it's like, man, you gotta have the emergency savings, at least starting 3 months, at least start with 3 months for emergency savings. So that way you're ready to go. And then you just kind of build it up from there. And then another one that we're doing is just reducing bad debt. So like if you have like high personal credit in credit debt, stuff like that, being able to reduce that so that way you're not making those huge payments. And then also, I like to talk about playing. So that's like defense, right? To win a championship, you need offense and defense. You got to score and play and prevent scoring, so defensive strategies, it's reducing debt, having a savings, then playing offense. I'd say like get lines of credit. So if your credit is good, go get lines of credit, go get some credit cards and stuff that you can be able to use if an opportunity presents itself. So because right now during the recession, a lot of millionaires are going to come out of it. Well, someone told me this line, and it's like, oh God, I can't. Bedros says this. Bedros Keuilian says this. He says, during a recession, money doesn't disappear. So everyone thinks like money just disappears and it's gone, and like where'd the money go? There's no money anywhere, right? No, the money doesn't disappear. It just transfers to a new set of hands, right?
Mhm.
So money doesn't disappear. It just transfers to somebody else. So if you're looking on offense for opportunities, like there's going to be a ton of opportunities for you to advance and increase your income. So it's like if you have these lines of credit, things like that, you could be able to make a good decision, and then boom, you can come up. So I say go get lines of credit and credit cards, especially if your credit is good, just to be ready, right? And then the last part I have is just increase your income. So um no matter if you're working a job right now, if you have a little extra hours, this is a great time to get another job and really just increase what you're saving, increase your income. If you're a business owner, think of multiple ways that you can make more income streams and things like that, and just increase what you're doing. Of course, don't overwork yourself and things like that, but finding ways that you can increase your income so you can be able to save more, and then just be ready for any of those opportunities is what we're doing.
And I think too, to add to it, like I know me and you, we hear this a lot, right? Because a lot of people are like, we hear increase your income, multiple. It doesn't sound like an ad, but it's like because we're actually living it, right? Because like me and you, I have three to four jobs that I'm like messing with, right? 2 to 3, and even before you got this funding, you were still a teacher. You were still
Mhm.
doing greater youth sports. So it's like not like we're just talking randomly or we're saying, right? Because we
Yeah,
didn't have anybody to coach us. So we also want anybody listening to be like, oh, there they go again telling us. We're like, no, this is what we've had to do, and I'm still doing it.
yeah.
On you, I was like, I was doing 8-hour days, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna for at least 6 months, I'm gonna have to do 12-hour days. And
Mhm.
I understood, and I hit that overtime, and that helped be me doing overtime plus me spending less. It added up. It was only like $200 a month, but I saved it and saved it and saved it. And then like at the end, it was a year. So we also want people to know it's not like a month, 2 months. It might be like 6 months that might suck. And you might have to, me and you text each other all the time at 11 at night. I'm sending emails. You wake up at 4 in the morning as well. So sometimes it might suck, and we understand there's people working multiple jobs because we work multiple jobs.
Mhm.
But sometimes we have to get up 1 hour earlier to get in that extra work, send one extra email, put our kids to bed because we have kids,
Yeah.
and send the email. So like it is gonna suck, but this is kind of what we recommend because, like you said, the money doesn't go away, and it is a cycle that happens after every depression, after every war. Coca-Cola, Walmart, and a lot of these companies profit and thrive so much during our time, right?
Mhm.
And that's the thing that upsets me and a lot of us. They're like, how are these people getting richer and this? And because they know that hey, it's transferring, so we're gonna do something. So I
Right.
just point that out that we're not just saying it. It's because, like I've said, if you want to talk about it, how much you worked when you were a teacher still and doing greater youth sports and how your
Oh,
schedule
yeah.
looks.
I,
Um,
I work way more now.
that's another thing that changed
I,
too, right?
I work way more now. But you know, so in the terms of like the business, like we created more income streams. So we found
Hmm.
different ways to make more income because it was like, all right, we don't want to be what the pandemic taught me was like, you don't want to just have all your eggs in one basket. You need to have
Hmm.
multiple ways that you can be able to get to it because you never know what's going to happen, you know.
Right.
One way might get shut down, one income stream might get shut down as everyone's did during the pandemic, then it's like it just shifts, you know.
Hmm.
Imagine if you would have been, I don't know, like investing in Zoom prior to the pandemic or something, or if you know, did online stuff prior, you would have just shifted right in there and just crushed it, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like having multiple ways that you're getting to it is always great. Um,
Yeah. I know we even both did like you recommended. So I did Turo. So I was over there. I had to wake up at 6 in the morning, wash my car, drop it at the airport, go do that, and then come back, work, go pick up the car. But that made me an extra like $10,000 that year, and
right.
that really pulled through. And it sucks sometimes. Like I get an approval. I was like, hey, your car was rented out. It's like great. Now I'm gonna wake up at 5 today, wash my car, and go to work.
You're like, and I'm out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's those second streams because if not, it really does suck. And like we've said, especially with our younger generation, nobody teaches us these things. So obviously reach out because you've kind of stopped talking about it, but you're really good with credit. You're the one that helped me get it up to almost 800,
Mhm.
right? And now I had really crappy credit, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get this up. And you're like, hey man, do this, do this, do this. Here's the play. And I was like, wow, this is really easy. I walked in one day, got a BMW that same day, and I was like, this is crazy. So, so it is possible, but we just, yeah, we didn't get talked to about this stuff. So also reach out definitely.
Oh yeah, that's good. So don't be doing fearful moves during this recession.
Mhm. Yep.
I'm not watching too much of it, but we got March Madness.
I haven't been in a minute. I was watching baseball right now, actually. The kind of all the I don't know how much you were into baseball. I wasn't too much into it, but right now they're saying how really big it was, and everything was kind of exploding. Japan did beat USA in the finals, but it was the
Oh,
attendance and the kind of sports is growing a lot, and that's really happy for me. Soccer as well, and basketball. It's out
yeah,
there, man.
yeah. Well, what we got the Sweet 16 starting tomorrow.
Hmm.
I'm looking at the teams here. I want to say Gonzaga just because they're close to WSU.
Like that's you see the women's right, and was it WSU?
Yeah, yeah, they won the Pac-12. Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy. Just like the whole town here
About
in Washington,
time.
the whole town in Washington, just seeing that, I was like, man, I really got to start looking into this because everybody
Yeah,
would.
it's about time they did something. Anything, you know. It's been a while. But that's good stuff. So next time, you guys, make sure everyone tunes in. We're gonna be here in another 2 weeks. And I think next time let's bring it back to you know, because we are talking about the cycles in the first episode. So we could definitely bring it back to there, talk a little bit more about how people can, you know, really elevate. That was one of my messages during the conference was how you can just break the cycle and be the first one because a lot of us are just unaware about what's kind of going on in our environments and that's what kind of
Mhm.
that's what's holding us back. So I think the next one we're going to talk a little bit about that, about how you can break the cycle and through with your mindset, you know. Today we gave some good gems, definitely some financial gems on how you can be set yourself up on defense and offense for the recession, but now we're gonna hit them with the mindset and then some other things as well. So, got any
Yeah,
last words from?
yeah. I want to since we'll segue into that. This is something I talked to our youth here. Just really quick to start. Whoever watches this and the replay for next week or anything. What does your routine look like, just in general, right? If you have a morning routine, what the middle of the day looks like, and then what the end of the day looks like. So just if you guys have that right now, we talked about finances and stuff, but what does it look like for you to set up to be able to do the extra job, to do the goals, to break the cycle? To me, it's a routine. Obviously, it's going to look different for everybody, but I want people to start thinking: do I have a morning routine? Do I wake up every day and journal? Do I not? What is the middle of the day, and then what does the end after I've had a long day? How do I unwind? How do I reset? And that's something I was talking to the youth, and I'm going to talk to them today at work. Or so like, hey, well, do we have a cycle, or are we just waking up to wake up, go to work, the day
Yeah,
sucks, and then going to sleep and starting up again every single day?
I
So
do that. I'm gonna be pissed off all day. I'll tell you, those every day. That's my worst day when I just stick to the routine and I just yeah. So that'll be good. That'll be good.
yeah, I'm down. I'm down to share about my routine and what really helps, and hopefully it's helped most of even the people I work with, because a lot of people, again, we weren't raised, and we didn't know that just having a routine as simple as journaling every day, it changes your mind so much,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Even cold shower, reading 20 minutes, and things like that. We're like, really? I'm like, yeah, try it, and they try it. They're like, oh my god, this is amazing. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm down about that for sure.
got it. Well, everybody, make sure to like and share this and subscribe. My subscribers, we are going up here. We're increasing. Let's go. Let's keep
Oh,
it going. Let's keep it going. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. What you got coming up in this next week? Oh yeah, I'll be in Seattle. Woo! Seattle. We got the home trip coming.
yes, sir.
We're
I
going to
got
be
a
in
couple emails
Seattle. We'll
to
be speaking
send
to
to
a
you.
school. Uh,
Yep.
and yeah, doing some time in Vancouver as well. So it's going down.
Yeah, man, I'll see you next week. I got a couple more meetings. I'm pretty excited to send to you. A couple more conferences. Got a couple conferences that now I'm gonna be attending, so I'll definitely get some notes from you there. And I'll be
Gotcha.
hosting a couple. So pretty excited for that.
Oh yeah, let's go. We
Good.
coming.
Oh
We
yeah.
are coming.
Yeah, you broke the cycle, shitty. I forgot mine too. I had it. But
Yep. We're out here all
yep.
day. Well, all right, y'all. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in to the First Gen Experience.